You're not having trouble sleeping. You're having trouble stopping. And there's a difference most people never notice, because the moment you lie down and close your eyes, natural breath, you assume the problem is sleep. But sleep was never the issue. The issue is that your brain has been taught, micropause, that stillness is dangerous. Think about it. When was the last time you were completely still? No phone. No sound. No task. And felt safe? Most people can't answer that. Because somewhere along the way, your nervous system learned that being busy equals being in control. And the moment you stop, so your brain does what it's designed to do. It fills the silence with thoughts, with planning, with replaying conversations from 3 years ago. Not because you're broken, but because you've been running assist, and that only knows one gear. And tonight, we're going to watch what happens when you stop fighting it. Section 2: The Misunderstanding. Here's what you've been told. Just relax. Clear your mind. Think of nothing. And every single one of those instructions makes it worse. Because you can't force a nervous system to calm down by telling it to calm down. That's like trying to fall asleep by trying to fall asleep. The effort itself is the problem. Your brain isn't the enemy here. It's doing exactly what it was trained to do. Let me show you how this works. Every time you lie down and your mind starts racing, analyzing the day, planning tomorrow, solving problems that don't exist, yet that's not insomnia. That's a protection pattern. Your brain believes that if it stays alert, it can prevent bad things from happening. If it keeps planning, you won't be caught off guard. If it keeps reviewing, you won't make mistakes. It thinks it's helping you. And the more you fight it, the more it doubles down. Because now it has two threats to manage: the imagined future, and the fact that you're trying to shut it off. So it escalates. This is why meditation doesn't work for people like you. This is why sleep apps feel hollow. This is why you can be exhausted, physically drained, and still be wide awake at 2 a.m. You're not doing it wrong. You're just playing the wrong game. Section 3: The pattern underneath. Most people don't realize they've been living in a low-grade state of vigilance for years. It doesn't feel like anxiety. It feels like you. It feels like being responsible, prepared, on top of things. But watch what happens when you try to rest. The second you stop moving, your body doesn't know what to do. Because rest has become unfamiliar. And unfamiliarity, to a nervous system, reads as danger. So it keeps you online. Not because you need to be awake, but because being awake feels safer than letting go. Here's the part most people miss. Your body doesn't trust you to protect it anymore. Not because you're weak, but because you've been overriding its signals for so long. Pushing through exhaustion, ignoring hunger, skipping rest, saying, "I'm fine," when you're not. That it stopped asking permission. Now it just runs. And at night, when there's nothing left to do, it still runs. Because it doesn't know how to stop without your help. And you've never learned how to give that help because no one taught you that. Rest is a skill, not a switch. Section 4: The body memory. Let's talk about what's actually happening in your body right? No. Even if you're sitting still, even if you're listening calmly, somewhere in your chest, there's a subtle tightness. Maybe in your jaw, maybe in your shoulders. It's so familiar. You don't even notice it anymore. But it's there. That tightness is your body's way of staying ready. Ready for what? It doesn't matter. The system doesn't need a reason. It just needs a pattern. And the pattern is: stay alert. This is what people mean when they say they can. Shut their brain off. They think. It's a thought problem. But it's no. It's a body problem that's creating thoughts. Your thoughts aren't rand. They're symptoms. The racing men. The planning, the replaying. All of it is your brain trying to solve. The feeling of unsafe. In your nervous system. And here's the truth most people never You can't think your way out of this, because the problem isn't in your head. It's in the signals your body is sending to your EAD. And those signals are saying, something's wrong. Stay awake. Stay Audi. Even when nothing's WR. Even when you're completely S. Your body's running old program. And until you update the code, the system will keep ping. Section 5. The permission shift. So here's where it changes. You don't need to fight your thoughts. You don't need to meditate them away. You don't need to clear your mind. You need to teach your body that it's safe. to stop. And you do that through one thing: permission. Not the kind you say out loud, the kind you give through action. Let me explain. Right now, if I asked you to take a slow, deep breath and let your shoulders drop, you could do it. Go ahead. Breathe in slowly. Hold it for a moment. Then let it all the way out. And let your shoulders fall. Notice what happens. For just a second, your system softens. But then within moments, it tightens again. Why? Because one breath isn't permission. One moment of softness isn't proof. Your nervous system needs repetition. It needs to see that letting go doesn't lead to danger. It needs evidence. And the only way to give evidence is to practice letting go when nothing's at stake. Not at night. Not when you're trying to sleep. Now. In small moments throughout the day. This is the part no one tells you. Sleep doesn't start at bedtime. It starts in the morning, when you choose to pause for 5 seconds, instead of rushing to the next thing. It starts at lunch, when you eat without scrolling. It starts at 3 p.m. when you notice your jaw is clenched, and you soften it, not because you have to, but because you can. Every time you do this, you're sending a signal. I'm safe. I can slow down. Nothing bad happens when I rest. And slowly, over days, not hours, your system starts to believe it. Section 6. the evening ritual. Now let's talk about tonight. You're going to do something different. Not because I'm telling you to, but because you're ready to see what happens when you stop trying to force sleep and start preparing your body to receive it. Here's the sequence. 2 hours before bed, you're going to begin what I call the slow down. This isn't a routine. It's a tone. You're going to move slower, talk quieter, dim the lights. Not because it's good sleep hygiene, but because you're teaching your body what the end of the day feels like. Right now, your body doesn't know when the day ends. You go from full-speed emails, screens, decisions, straight into bed. And then you wonder why your brain won't turn off. It's still running at the same pace you were 2 minutes ago. So tonight, you give it a runway. Dim the lights. Lower the volume. Move like someone who's already half asleep. And here's the key. You don't do this to make yourself tired. You do it to show your nervous system this is what safety looks like. Dim light. Slow movement. Soft sounds. Your body remembers this. It's wired for it. But it's been overridden for so long. It forgot. Tonight, you remind it. Section 7. The lie-down protocol. When you finally lie down, this is what changes. You don't close your eyes and try to sleep. You close your eyes and let your body be heavy. There's a difference. Trying to sleep is effort. Letting your body be heavy is release. And release is what your nervous system has been waiting for. Here's how you do it. Lie on your back. Arms at your sides. Palms up. Legs uncrossed. And then, starting at your feet, you're going to consciously let each part of your body get heavier. Not relaxed. Heavy. Like you're sinking into the mattress. Start with your feet. Feel them get heavy. Let them press into the bed. Then your calves. Your thighs. Your hips. Move slowly. This isn't a race. Each time you focus on a body part, you're pulling your attention out of your head and into your body. And every second your attention is in your body is a second it's not spinning thoughts. This is the hack. You're not trying to stop thinking. You're giving your brain something more interesting to pay attention to. And as you move up your body, chest, shoulders, arms, neck, face, you'll notice something. Your thoughts are still there. But they're quieter. Because you're not feeding them attention. You're feeding attention to the feeling of heaviness. The feeling of sinking. the feeling of your body. Finally, letting go. Section 8. The breath anchor. Now, here's the part where most people get stuck. They do everything right. Dim lights. Slow down. Lie down. Get heavy. And then a thought comes. A loud one. Something they forgot to do. Something they need to plan. Something that feels urgent. And they panic. They think, see? It's not working. My brain won't stop. But here's what's actually happening. Your brain is testing you. It's checking to see if you're serious. If you're really going to let go. Or if you're going to grab the thought and start spinning again. And this is the moment everything hinges on. You don't fight the thought. You don't push it away. You don't judge yourself for having it. You just don't follow it. Instead, you return to your breath. Not a deep breath. Not a controlled breath. Just your breath. However it's moving. In. Out. In. Out. You're not trying to change it. You're just noticing it. And every time a thought pulls you away, and it will, dozens of times, you gently bring your attention back. to the breath, to the heaviness, to the feeling of your body sinking deeper. This is the practice. Not perfection. Not clear mind. Just return. Again. And again. And again. And somewhere in those returns, without you noticing, your nervous system will make a decision. It will decide, I'm safe. I can let go. And when it does, you'll feel it. Not as a thought, as a softness, a release. A quiet, wordless shift. And that shift is the beginning of sleep. Section 9. The morning after. When you wake up tomorrow, you might not feel different. You might still feel tired. You might have woken up during the night. And that's okay. Because this isn't about one night. This is about teaching your body a new pattern. And patterns take time. But here's what you will notice. At some point during the night, even if just for a few minutes, you let go. And your body will remember that. Not consciously, but cellularly. And tonight, when you do it again, it'll be a little easier. the heaviness will come faster. The thoughts will pull less. The softness will last longer. Not because you're getting better at sleep, but because you're rebuilding trust with your nervous system. You're showing it night after night. I'm safe. I can rest. Nothing bad happens when I stop. And slowly, your body will stop resisting. It will stop scanning for threats. It will stop running old loops. Because it will finally believe that rest is allowed. Section 10. The Identity Integration. Here's the last thing I want you to understand. You are not someone who can't sleep. You're someone whose nervous system learned to stay awake as protection. And now, you're unlearning that. That makes you someone who is choosing rest. Someone who is teaching their body safety. Someone who is breaking a pattern that no longer serves you. That's not a small thing. Most people spend their whole lives, steady pace, running the same loop. You're stepping out of it. And every night you practice this, even imperfectly, you're reinforcing a new identity. Not the person who lies awake worrying. The person who knows how to let go. Not because it's easy, but because you've practiced. And practice is how patterns change. Section 11. The close. So tonight, when you lie down, remember this. You're not trying to force sleep. You're giving your body permission to stop. And permission, real permission, feels like softness. Like heaviness. Like sinking. It feels like letting go. And the moment you stop trying to control it, it happens on its own.